Welcome back, everybody, to the Basco Scenario channel for another episode of the Great The Hangout.
And another
And
one.
I have the usual suspects with me for another week, endearing and
Not guilty.
giving their
I'm
not
innocent.
guilty,
I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
Innocent.
Can't prove nothing. You can't prove nothing.
Oh my gosh, man! Now what a couple of weeks, man.
This week has
Personal
been a
stuff
week.
going
I
on.
feel you.
Yeah.
Is everything okay with what was going on? Is all that
It's stable.
okay?
Well, I'm just gonna say my pop's not doing so well.
Oh no!
Damn.
He's doing bad. We got a good scare
Yeah.
over the past Easter weekend. But it's just funny, right? Because when he started feeling better, it was Sunday when the meds started kicking in,
Yeah.
and his name is Jesus. And I'm like, not only did you rise,
He has risen.
you're feeling better too. And he just gave me that look, like,
Yeah. Oh, that's good. You feel a little better, man.
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna tomorrow. I have to take him to the family doctor appointment because the emergency told us to follow up. Yeah. So he has to go for an ECG.
Okay.
Well, not ECG. Sorry, ultrasound for his heart, just to make sure.
Nothing
To what point?
Yeah.
It's not blockage. It's
deterioration.
It's Now, man's gone through a lot, man. I can probably write a book about his life, man, and then it'd probably be a bestseller. But so it's one thing at a time. We thought it was like pneumonia, but apparently it isn't, because he had water accumulation around his lungs.
Oh wow.
But
Okay.
yeah, so that was a scare. So they had to give him some medication in order to flush everything out.
Yeah.
And which is working, but he's still like I had spoken before the show when he said that he still gets tired. And my dad was a very active man. He's 84. He still does a lot of stuff, and the fact that he can't do these things right now, it's like concerning. Because I always used to say, the moment my dad won't be able to do stuff,
I said the same thing with my grandfather.
Yeah. Got Anique in the house. It says, "Hey fellas, what's up, Anique?" We got Shifty. What's up, y'all? We got Basel. Yeah, man. Overtime loss. What can we do? Yeah, man. So, guys, but there's big news week. There's been a lot of buzz stuff, and so much. I didn't dive into a lot of things in depth. So, like usual,
I saw just like a lot of headlines going by. I didn't really dive that deep into it.
Yeah. So let's jump on to everybody saw Andor season 2.
Yes.
The first 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's called. I'm calling them chapters. I'm calling them chapters because yeah.
I know. Who else? I saw that earlier while I was listening. Part of it also. John Campia also calls it like a chapter, right?
Yeah.
So thoughts, guys. You saw G? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did watch them. Interesting.
Okay.
Because I wasn't crazy about the first season. I hate to say that.
Oh, I love the first season.
Dude,
it's still trying to understand it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, okay.
So you watched the first season though, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was sitting there because I know everybody's been enjoying it, but I don't know. Sometimes Star Wars hits me with a good point. Where, I'm liking this. Then sometimes it's like, but I'm gonna still give it a chance.
Danny goes, "Ain't nobody watch no dang Andor." Next,
just like, and you ain't getting your Mace Windu movie next.
Why I gotta get violent all of a sudden?
You know what? I'm on Danny's side on that one. I'm on Danny's side.
No, I want to see Mace Windu, but I just digging at
it's actually Bryce. Was it Bryce Howard who says that she wants to bring him back, and she's actually talking with Filoni about it.
Well, she did the episodes of Mandalorian, so
I liked her episodes.
She's a big Star Wars, like she's all about it. So
she was good. Yeah. Basel says, didn't watch Andor season 2 yet. Well, we're not gonna really spoil anything, to be honest with you. Well, maybe a little, but go ahead, Danny. Are you there? Did you watch it?
I think Danny put his comments on the comments. He said, and I quote, "Ain't nobody watch no doggone Andor 2 next."
DJ, what did you think?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, obviously, I know a lot of people are going to be like,
all three? You loved all three?
Yeah, there's some parts that I did. I think the dance scene, they kept cutting back. That kind of was overplayed. That was the one thing I was worried about from the trailer that we talked about. I mean, it was all right. They're setting up because you're going to get two different stories in this. Where you're going to get the rebellion side of it, and you're going to get the political side of it. Is what they're doing with this.
Mm-hmm.
And
which we got a taste of it.
Yeah, I'm getting like a Mission Impossible Born Identity vibe to it a little bit with the espionage and the that kind of stuff. So I think these first 3 episodes were kind of setting things up. I think hopefully the next 2 chapters, as we're calling them, we'll have more action and everything, because I know everybody wants action every episode when everything all explosions every 5 minutes.
Andor's not an
Andor's not that type of show. It's a slow burn. It's a very in-depth, makes you kind of think episode. So I know I saw a lot of correlation with the whole when they're on that one plane with all the wheat and everything, about the immigrants and everything, how they were like looking for visas and everything. I was like, oh, that's kind of playing into what's going on,
Okay, you know what that reminded me of? Rebel Moon.
The wheat. Well, at least there was no slow motion farming. They
weren't much better.
What was that? Rebel Moon was much better.
Now he's being ridiculous. Danny's trolling now.
Nasty, sir.
Danny's just trolling now.
Give me Rebel Moon.
Did you watch it, Danny?
Rebel Moon? Yes, I sure did.
No, it's Andor. 3 episodes this year. No, you didn't watch it? Okay. You don't mind if we spoil it or anything? Or
if it ain't got a purple lightsaber in it, they don't care about it.
That's right.
All right. Fletch, man, what's your take?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to check it out. I did see that there was a little bit of a controversy, I guess, through it that people were covering, and I was like, "What?
What was the controversy you heard?"
Yeah.
But I heard that they were saying that there was the score. There was a different kind of score, and it was I guess they were saying that assault on a lady was like a triumphant thing to have in Star Wars, and everybody kind of jump on it, and a couple of the I think Entertainment Weekly and stuff like that kind of jumped on it.
I didn't see anything like that.
It was I can let's see.
But that's the thing. That's why I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad. I'm glad that I've been really busy with personal life issues, that I haven't been diving into the whole social media and these articles at all, because I saw the episode, I saw the thing. It obviously, this is something that's happened in the past. You forgot it from World War II. You got it in Vietnam with soldiers as well that were raping.
It's
raping
part of war.
Locals.
It's part of war.
Exactly.
It's one of the dark sides of war.
Sides of the war. And to say it's triumphant, I agree with you. That's dumb. It shouldn't. But the way it played out in the episode, I did not see it as something that was really forced or anything. I just saw something that was very possible that can play out in an imperial rule, right?
Yeah.
You are going to have people that are going to abuse their power, especially with illegal people. You actually had something similar in 1923, an episode 1923, where she's trying to come back to Spencer in America, and she's on Ellis Island. And all the women there were like, getting on their knees in order to get their cards approved.
He says, "I know you're not legal," and he basically, that's when he tries he doesn't say it outright, but he's like, "Hey, if you do this, I'll turn a blind eye." So
So what else you got, Fletch?
Yeah. So this is the, I guess Tony Gilroy put that out, and it was. Everybody's been like going over it, and it was not the only one that
it wasn't that wasn't shocking.
Well,
I've seen worse in movies with that kind of stuff.
But it's shocker that Star Wars
did it. Yeah, went there.
Okay, that they're touching real life issues, right? Which really,
I mean, like I said, I think if this was quote unquote real, the Empire would have officers and stuff doing that. You know,
Mhm.
it would make sense. It's not like it's out of place. Like it doesn't make sense. It makes sense in that world that would
the story went into it basically.
Yeah,
Like it,
yeah.
yeah. All right. So what else, Fletch? You have anything else?
Well, I think it was the second comment that kind of really set
Mhm.
everything off, because he's basically, this is more of headliners kind of tanking their own, people from actually watching their stuff. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I know my mama and my daddy loved each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
So,
And we don't get a lot of those stories, right? We always
Right.
get like,
Yeah,
I get that aspect. You know, going back to the nuclear type, the hardworking family, and but it is war. God knows.
That's all nice, and everybody wants that, but
Sunshines and rainbows.
But the world reality isn't always sunshines and rainbows. It's dark.
Life will knock you down.
So
I was trying to do that Sylvester Stallone part there. Yeah. So I didn't like the second episode at all. Like, I think that whole thing with those in the jungle there with the two units,
I get
that was way too much.
Way too drawn out. That was drawn
way
out.
Too drawn out.
Yeah, I did kind of lose interest in that episode a little bit. I was more interested in the senator, the politics out of that episode. But I get what they were trying to say, that it's the beginning of the rebellion. Things are still kind of like not as tight with the rebellion. Like there's still factions within the factions,
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like there are so many different sections of rebellion, and they don't know who's who because of the whole deep secrecy. So when the guy talks and Andor goes, I've dealt with, I don't forgot the person's name, and
it made sense, but it was drawn out a little too much. And then they have those things come in at the end. That was kind of a cop out.
They scored. Sorry. So it's 1-1.
But I think these 3 episodes were just setting things up. I mean, I thought the scene with him coming in with the TIE fighter and shooting, that was pretty cool.
It was cool because I think that's what the TIE fighters that in Star Wars Rebels that not Tarkin. Oh my God, I have a blank. Purple Thrawn was actually having in development, right?
Yeah,
I think that was this. It wasn't the Interceptor. Right? I think that's what evolved into the Interceptor after.
Okay.
But it was like
he was being a test pilot for that new one, right? Yeah. Even that one girl on that planet said, "Oh, this is new. I've never seen this before." So.
It was great. Go ahead.
Do you think the natives, should that scene just continue before cutting, or should they have to cut it short?
Which one?
This episode 2 you're talking about?
Yeah.
On the wheat planet?
Yeah.
Well, they went back and forth a bit, right? Between Andor and that, so that kind of balanced it out. But I just find I prefer the wheat part over the whole Andor and that.
Yeah,
him being captured.
That should have been cut down in half. That went on way too long. And they do rock, paper, scissors. The freaking
seriously, what was that?
That really pissed me off. That
I thought they were gonna fight.
I thought they were gonna fight. Yeah.
That should have been. That would have been better. Yeah. But anyways, what do you want? What do you expect?
Yeah.
I love the third episode.
Yeah,
the third episode was cool. With the whole I don't know their names yet. The Imperial officer, the woman,
and the mother-in-law
with the boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
and how she confronts the mother. That was pretty good. Anyways, let me get to the chat and we'll wrap this all up. So that Danny doesn't fall asleep on us.
I hope Mace Windu dies in the first episode of Mace Windu. Fade to black.
Like, what the heck is going on? All right, so Shifty says also the Yavin 4 subplot was kind of lousy. But the conference, I guess. Also, too much time spent on Lydia's wedding. I kind of like the wedding though.
I like the wedding, but the dance part they kept cutting back. That wasn't when it went too long.
Fuck, they scored again. What the frick, man? 2-1. Jesus, we're not gonna win this, guys.
Good. Talking bad about Andor.
Oh my God.
No, you get.
So also too much time spent. Yeah, it's been. I liked it. I like that. Yes, it was a bit too much with the whole dancing and stuff and the music, but. It was like she started drinking, right? Because she knew what was going to happen to that dude that's supposed to be her childhood friend, which turned out being a real douche, which, he's probably going to be killed, right? That's basically that's what is.
Yeah,
when
we're gonna get a lot of
sister.
There'll be a lot of subplots in this one, I think.
Yeah. Shifty says the opening. Besides, Danny's calling you a hater. The opening tie interceptor heist.
I'm the hater right now. Yeah. I'm the hater.
Yeah, that was a cool scene. Cool scene. Well, he didn't know how to fly the damn thing. He was like, anyways.
That was funny.
It reminded me of Independence Day when he
yes, with the spaceship. Yeah. It did. It's true. I didn't think about that one. That's a good one. I don't really care about that. About it that much. I will catch up at one point. Oh, you're not the only one. You can spoil it. The test pilot outfit was cool. Yeah. Slow burn, definitely a slow burn.
We all know this show is a slow burn show.
Apparently, then this next chapter, right? Because there's a 1 year jump.
Yeah,
right?
For
each 3 episodes that are dropped. So apparently, this is where it picks up the next 3. So hopefully, we get more action. I want more action. Less top blah blah blah. I want to see lightsabers, right, Danny? You want to see lightsabers?
You're not going to see lightsabers.
Star Wars is nothing without
You're
lightsabers.
not going to see lightsabers in Andor.
Hey, people say that Star Wars is lightsabers. There's no lightsabers. There's Star Wars. I don't agree, but
in that whole universe, there was more than just Jedi's fighting against the freaking Empire.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He says, I don't know if the kid Luthen was talking to at the wedding was the link to then returning to Naboo, or the hint that Luthen is from there. I have a wild theory. He and Clea are actually Padme's family. Interesting. They left B2 Emo behind. Yes, they did. They left the droid. Yeah. They left the droid behind. But hey, everyone getting historical over Gilroy's comment while overlooking the historical content of what he was saying. Yeah. It has nothing to do with your parents. It's about invading powers, pillage their conquered lands. And we got Mr. Grant Gregory from Down Under. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks, Gregory, for stopping by, man. I love it. I love seeing you, man. It's been a minute. Danny says Star Wars shows without lightsabers, Jedi Mandalorians, or Sith is like Mexican food with no salsa, pico de gallo, and sour cream.
Or black beans.
Black beans. Yeah.
Beans.
Frijoles negros, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The second episode that was supposedly Yavin 4. That's where they build the New Hope, where the ship is. Really?
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it sucks. Stuff much. Last of Us episode 2. We're here already. I did not see it. I'm probably going to wait for another episode to drop and watch 3 episodes.
I just find it funny. People who haven't played the game, they're like freaking out.
Yes,
right,
I didn't see that coming. Oh my god!
What?
Where you been for the past 7 years? I mean,
exactly. My buddy who I play Call of Duty with, he goes to me, goes, did you watch Last of Us? And I'm like, no, I wasn't calling to me this time around. Like, I don't have HBO, and so
I will say
I'm the same. I don't either.
They did it differently.
Yeah.
Some things were tweaked differently, but they did a real good job at it. I'll give them that. It was really done well.
Go. And Jelly Z is in the house as well, man. Hello, good sir. Didra Miro is the Imperial lady. Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, I like the last season too.
See what she's trying on the outfit, and she smiles, and it seems so obvious. Like,
yeah. But I love how she tells her mom what's going to happen. Like, this is how it's going to be.
Lays down the law.
Yeah.
Lays down the law. All right. So let's keep going here. Shifting. Not the conference. The planet cast was stuck on. Okay. Speaking of Independence Day, it's canon to Predator now. Really?
How?
Oh,
I haven't watched the Badlands trailer yet.
Did you see the trailer? The trailer dropped today for Badlands.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, they have one of the alien skulls from. I can show you guys when you guys get ready for it. I have a clip. I have a picture of it.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it on my own.
We got Fatal J in the house too. Thank you for the 16 people watching. By the way, make sure you hit that like while you're in and out of here, and don't forget on the replay to comment down below. Fatal says, "I missed the days when Jedi was a myth in the Star Wars universe, and it seems like everyone survived Order 66.
Right?
It's
right?
true.
Right?
That is true. I can't disagree with that. Everybody's back. No
It
one
was
really
just
died.
Order 6 now. You know?
Yeah, it's just somebody messed up on their job. That's what happened. All these books that you read that Vader wiped them all out. You know,
they only killed
Forgot the decimal
they only killed 66 of them. They didn't kill all of them.
and Tarkin saying, "You're all that's left of that ancient religion." Yeah.
Except
Guess not.
Except for the 200 others that we went across.
Yeah.
so Yoda goes, actually,
death, they are not. Thunderbolts is getting really good reviews from fans and critics. They're saying it's darkest MCU film ever yet. We're going to talk about that later on, but absolutely. Beto says, Fletch, what up, my guy?
Sure.
And Shifty says, and Katie, not what? I'm bad with acronyms.
I don't know.
Only that DJ, but this season of Last of Us opened with that character telling the audience that they're going to do to the other one something they didn't do in the game. They spoon fed it to them.
Yeah, yeah. People who played the game had were more shocked than because you didn't see it coming. At least it's so much. They basically said they tell you what's going to happen.
Right.
But I'm surprised they did it this early in the season. I thought it would be like episode.
They were going to drag it on.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to drag it. I thought they were going to drag it out. But
so you think it's a better thing that they did that?
I pulled the banner off. I think yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'm with DJ on that one. That's sorry, Danny, I'm with DJ on that one. But I think that everybody was expecting it to go on like the end of the season, like they were gonna drag this one out because Pedro Pascal's kind of like the draw of the show, and for them to
he's everywhere
actually, he's actually Danny is playing Mace Windu in the next one. So
he's gonna be playing Mace Windu.
by the way,
recast. Oh no,
yeah, it's a recast. So, but I was shocked too. I'm with DJ. I was shocked that they did it so early.
We're probably seeing a couple flashbacks.
Oh yeah, flashbacks all day.
I was surprised they did it this early.
Back to tank flashbacks. Oh no,
I thought it would be like episode 3 or 4 that they did it, but they did it well.
Beto comes in and says Disney owns Independence Day. That is why this club is there.
All right.
That's why the second
Fox
one
property.
Makes sense.
That's why the second one messed up.
And Grant goes, Order 66 means only 66 Jedi.
Yeah.
That stops right there. Oh, we got our quota. Okay, that's it.
That's
That's
it. Stop.
Independence Day, for being canon to Predator, now allows a way out to Will Smith's death and Independence.
How he died in a test flight. They said
the Predators could have abducted him before his plane exploded.
Oh, come on, you're reaching now.
Okay, I don't know, man. That could be
right,
the shifty quote of the day. You might have to put some music to that.
Let's do this. Let's see here. That is there. That's like deep thoughts.
If that happens, 50, I will bow down to you. But until that happens, no, I don't see that happen. That's just reaching.
Bow to the shiftyisms.
Let's put the space one.
There you go, full screen.
Full screen for this? Oh man,
come on,
you're so
do it right.
So Shifty says, Independence Day 4 being canon to Predator now allows a way out to Will Smith's death in Independence 4 2. The Predators could have abducted him before his plane exploded or something. Definitely or something.
Or something. Or something.
And that is shiftism of the day.
That would be the dumbest plot line ever.
I'm trying to say greatest plot line ever.
This whole time he's just chilling out with the Predators, he's hanging out with the Predators.
Yeah, man. Playing poker, teaching him how to play poker.
They're making TikToks, like
they're doing their breaks. I saw you go like this, DJ.
They're having the barbecue that he always wanted. He didn't get.
He gets to do with the Predators because the Predators want to cook their chicken.
Their rotisserie alien carrot.
Yeah.
You were saying something, Danny?
So you should play the Twilight Zone movie when he's doing the 50th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been good. I don't have that one though. Oh man, Will Smith is on the Predator hunting planet
For 20
There you
years. For 20 years. With
20 years.
yeah.
he's gonna be with a volleyball and he's gonna go Wilson.
He was working on his next album. That was it.
Oh man.
Will's eating spaghetti with the Predators. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And Jazzy
Oh, my
Jeff is spinning the
goodness.
record.
Oh
in
wait,
the back,
it's
right?
so that's his son in the new Predator then, right?
No, I'll tell you what, they got Jada hunting them on a Predator Island.
Yeah.
Will,
Wow.
Get back
Yeah.
here.
We're gonna see a bald Predator.
I'm taking your manhood from you.
It's
My
not a bald
God.
Predator. It's got appellation.
So, guys, on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
I went to see the very anticipated movie that you all were talking about, Sinners.
Oh, you weren't like me.
Mhm.
You didn't sin on Easter like
No,
I did.
I sinned on Good Friday.
I did not. I was actually doing the right thing. So yeah, man. I didn't check Rob's video. DJ, I didn't check yours. I
I
didn't
know.
check everybody's.
I do the same
Like I
thing. When I haven't
said,
seen it yet, I wait till after.
I have really been like I said, I haven't been
Oh,
really
yeah, a lot
checking
going
out
on.
anything until
Yeah.
today. But yeah, I was pretty much blown away by the movie, man.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, I don't go to horror movies.
Mhm.
And I went for this one because I was really curious, and people that I do know, like you got yourselves and other people saying, like critics were saying, it's a definitely good watch. I really enjoyed it. I like the whole, what thing I took away from this really, that how the music, right? And like where it's dating, but how they integrated the other cultures to it as well.
Yep.
Right? Was really cool. But how music is so important in the history of humankind.
Yeah.
Be it humming, be it songs, it's all a part of storytelling. And it's so spiritual, right? Because you had the whole gospel aspect of it as well. Right? And how it really, really unites every single culture together. So I really loved it, man. I think Ryan Coogler really knocked this one out of the park. But then I'm like, I wonder how much money this movie it has made, right? And we all know that we're living in a time where a lot of people are just gonna wait for it to come to streaming and not really go to the theater to watch it. So that's what it's at right now. So I pulled this up today. So the 79 million worldwide.
So it's 90 million is the
90.
budget, but it's going to have to probably do 170 to break even.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the movie?
Oh, I love it. I loved it.
I mean,
man, there's not much bad I can say about it.
Michael B. Jordan was freaking awesome. That's
I mean,
all I have to say.
I feel similar. Yes, there's some little plot holes in it that didn't, they could have done a little better, but overall the movie was good. I think just like you said, the music alone was the star of the movie. That was the kid that played Sammy.
It was his first movie.
Michael Carton. Carton.
That kid's amazing. He's an amazing guitarist. I hope to see more of him in the future. I thought Haley, she did good. Michael B. Jordan playing Stack and Smoke. I would forget that it was the same person sometimes because they're just told he played them. I never seen someone have so much chemistry with himself on camera. That makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense.
I hear you.
Do you believe the rumor that was out there saying that initially they were thinking of oh my god, I have a blank for his name now. It was supposed to be Jonathan Majors in him as brothers.
But but the twin aspect makes it better.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you this.
Go ahead.
So I said I saw Good Friday. I just saw it again last night with my brother and my nephew, and that's rare. I can't tell you the last time I went to the movie twice.
I'm going back this weekend. I'm taking Kylie because she wants to see it. She's out of town, so we're going to see it again this weekend.
I believe Danny saw it twice too, right, Danny?
That is correct. This is the only movie I've seen twice in the theaters since Black Panther.
Yeah, me too, Benny. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about going a third time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I was blown away with the movie. I was blown away with the movie. I thought it was great. I think it's a different setting that we're used to when you think of vampire movies, either European or now. You never think of a vampire during the Jim Crow era, and just the meaning of more than offering you just love and immortality. That blew me away. So I was like, all right. And at some point you forget that it is got to do with a vampire.
Yeah.
The guy that played the head vampire, he really because the way he broke it down and tell him, look, that guy,
he made sense.
Yeah, he did. He did.
The guy that you brought this club from, that's his nephew right there, and he's the head of the Grand Dragon. They never thought about doing this. They were, and what really, I didn't really notice it till someone told me on a different channel. And I went back and watched the second time. Smoke, Locke, Mary, and Stack up in that building. That's why they couldn't get in there, because it was locked from the inside. He locked them in there to protect them, and that's when he killed everybody. I did not get that until I watched it the second time.
Mm. Yeah, there's a lot of things
he saved them. Yeah,
he saved them, but you don't know that because he don't tell you that. But it's like, why is it locked? Because Smoke, Locke, Stack, and old girl in there. Because if you remember, while they were fighting, he took Mary and ran. I'm like, why is he doing that? And then it kind of tell you a little bit of it. Don't tell you all of it. But if you sit down, there are so many theories that's out there now. When I thought I sent y'all a link to Brian the Grizzly, him and his dad. They breaking it down. It's Ryan Coogler. I don't know where he came with this from, but it is crazy.
I watched. He did an interview with the Breakfast Club. He was trying to say how he came up with the concept of the movie. He was saying something to the fact that where he always loved horror movies. He's a big horror movie fan.
Yeah,
he always went to a horror movie, and he was talking about Blues with one of his co-producer or whatever and stuff. And he was like, what kind of music is like the same, that gives you like that same music that's like hip hop and, where the pain and suffering that, is in the stories. Mm-hmm. And he was like, grunge music. So he started listening to grunge. And then he realized that the grunge had a lot of the old riffs from blues music to it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which you got.
And so that's when his whole process started thinking that's how we got that.
Yeah.
And I started diving into it more. I was like, that's interesting how grunge is blues music. The founding mother of grunge, like in Seattle area back when it first came out, is a black woman named T.H.O. She was the big pusher of grunge music back in the early 90s and 80s, late 80s. Yeah. Yes. They call her like the godmother of grunge, whatever.
Yeah.
So
right now,
go
ahead. No, I was just gonna say this movie right now on IMDb has 8.2 out of 10. Rotten Tomato has it at 98 fresh, and Fandango has it at 97%.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like it make a lot of money, guys, but I was listening. It is like the highest grossing original horror movie since the COVID. It has made more money.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to surpass that 175 because word of mouth. And like I said, I've never paid for a movie twice.
This weekend coming up is going to be a big one because it's not Easter weekend again, and people are going to go see this movie.
Yeah,
I haven't paid for a movie twice in the theater since Black Panther.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I haven't immediately left the movie theater and want to see the movie right then again.
Really, that's cool, man. Awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I want to see this again, in the next week or so. So I'm definitely going to see it. But I said in my review, like this movie kind of hit a personal with me because like my grandfather was really big in the blues and everything, and I never forget when I was a kid. He was a farmer and everything, so all those cotton fields and down here in the South, Danny, where we are, that's where I grew up around and everything. But I can remember
you guys have even more connection to it because of the history. Yeah,
and I remember
DJ. I said, I'm like you. I never wanted to turn back right around and go watch it again.
Yeah,
Yeah. I went with my daughter, and when we finished watching it, we're a little bit disappointed with the second end credit scene. To be honest with you, it was just in kind of ripped.
Well, I warned you about that.
People.
Yeah,
but
the
first end credit scene was amazing.
Yeah,
that was perfect way to wrap a movie up.
That was awesome.
And to tell a story. He told another story within the movie. At the end.
But you know, he stole that from Marvel. I never seen no end set of cream before Marvel.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I like the fact too that he had a lot of Marvel MCU characters in there. His girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mary.
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 And it was one more. I can't think of who it was.
Annie.
Who?
Annie's from the MCU.
Who?
She was in Loki.
Of Loki. His girlfriend, Smoke's girlfriend.
Yeah. Those two. Her and Mary.
I thought it was one more though.
There was only two. I know of. There was a thing around Killmonger getting all the girls from MCU.
Fletch, I take it you didn't see it?
No, I haven't had the chance, especially with, Monday.
Yeah, no, that's why I said that. That's why I said I guess you didn't see it.
Yeah.
I know, that's why I said I guess you didn't see it.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. Yeah.
So I'm just going to touch on what Jelly's saying right now. I feel like going to the movie theaters has had a huge decrease since COVID. It has. And not only that, people are different. Because myself, throughout the whole movie when I went on Monday, there was young adults next to me, guys, and they spent their whole time in watching the movie on their damn cell phones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, I had a good experience in my theater.
Like nudging, like, hey, look at this, like watching freaking shorts on their phone.
Yeah.
And one would nudge the other.
Why are you even there?
Right.
I came really close to like saying something, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to embarrass my daughter, and I didn't want to do that. And I had a hoodie, and what I did is I put my hoodie, I pulled it on one side so I wouldn't see the glare of their cell phones. And that's another reason my wife won't go to the theater unless it's really a movie that she wants to see. And right now it seems like she's going to come and see Thunderbolts with me. So just continuing with this.
I've heard a lot of good things about Thunderbolts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just going to finish up with this. China cut off movies as a result of the tariffs was Easter weekend, and WrestleMania weekend would have grossed more any other weekend hereabouts. Well, that's what happens. That's what happens, man. There's action and consequences.
This one movie right here, I think it saved the movie experience because I would have felt cheated if I'd have watched this at home.
Yeah.
Yes, and the thing is that this movie, all the characters are like when they're on the screen, the way it's written, you're invested. You're locked in. You're locked in.
He shot it. He shot
it
different sizes too.
Three different sizes.
A 65 millimeter.
Yeah.
I heard
70
and something.
He did the IMAX one. Yeah.
So he did something different. I heard. I think he said in one of the shows it never been shot like that before. So I don't know what he did, but it this right here has pushed him.
He's a filmmaker. He's a filmmaker.
Right.
Yeah, he is one of the hottest directors on the planet right now.
Yeah. I think me and Rob said he's one of the people now. If I see his name, I'm going to see the movie regardless of what it is.
I'm gonna tell you.
I already, he's already got my credibility.
Yeah. If I was Kevin Feige, I would put him on Blade.
That's what I said.
Like, but see, this is something going back with Fletch. When I was on Midnight Espanol with Fletch, and the teaser trailer just dropped, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Fletch. We were saying that. I'm like, we got a feel from that. Imagine grabbing that type of storyline and introducing Blade.
Right.
You could have. It could have worked.
Well, the costume designer was originally on the Blade, doing a Blade movie, and then that fell through, and he pulled her over because apparently that had some of that time period piece in that movie. He's like, well, I'm already doing that time period, so she came over and did this movie. So,
wow.
I mean, you could almost listen to the conversation, Ryan Coogler. Man, I really think I could do a Blade one. If you just give me the thing, give me $90 million. I got people involved. It's great. I can get it done in a year under budget. And Marvel's like, nah, I don't know. He goes, all right, cool. I'm gonna do it anyway. So boom, and then he did this.
Apparently he put some of his own money up for this movie.
Oh, he did. He's got what do you call it? Non-negotiables that are like insane.
He gets the rights for this movie in 25 years. So he
Yep.
He gets the rights
Smart.
for 25 years. Yeah,
smart.
So.
He gets not only gets the right to work. Yeah, he not only gets that, he gets final cut on editing. So the studio can't tell him nothing. He has the final say. They can add stuff that he doesn't want to. And he gets the first dollar from the gross. Meaning like he gets that kickback right away. And like DJ said, 25 years, he gets his franchise back full on.
Yep.
Wow. That's good for him, man. That's smart. That's smart business. I just want to say quick hello to Maria. Maria says hello to all of us.
Hello. Somebody, I don't know what channel it was, put up the idea. It's like, Ryan Coogler has got the best movie out there. We should have him make more movies. Now, there's the thing. Quality versus quantity.
Yep.
So,
but he's been what, about every 3 years he's been getting a movie out?
I think so.
Yeah, that's
he
not
made
bad.
This whole thing in a year, from like concept to done. That's like unheard of in Hollywood. Unheard of. Well, if he's got both the quality and the quantity if you want it.
I think there was an interview.
Go ahead, Danny.
There was an interview I heard where Michael B. Jordan went to him with the idea he had, but then he read Ryan Coogler's idea and said, "Okay, we'll do this because it was better than his." Yeah. So him and Michael B. Jordan are collaborating.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we see another movie between those two.
Oh, that's a go-to.
The next year, whatever.
Yeah, that's his go-to actor. So
and the composer, the same composer from Black Panther.
Yeah,
right.
But which one of y'all said this could lead into Blade? Because you're absolutely right. Because
I did.
Blade vampires. If you kill the head one, they don't kill the rest of them. Yeah. So this could definitely work.
I don't think it will lead into Blade, but he could have done Blade. He had yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's continue on. Shifty says, "Can't wait for Coogler's X-Files. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I'll be interesting, and I will definitely give it a check."
I like how Jordan Peele did that Twilight Zone. So those two directors are
and also you're right. Shifty X-Men was the one that started with the credit scenes and credit scenes. Ferris Bueller had one back in the 80s. Correct. Yeah. Shelly says, "What's the point of going to the movie theaters if you're going to be on your phone the whole time?" Exactly, man. It really ticked me off, and I was hoping. It was pretty. I mean, it was the biggest theater that biggest room in the theater that I went to, and it was there was quite a few people. There was like a good 40, 50 people there.
I went 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, and the theater was over halfway full.
Really?
That was pretty good. It was an older crowd. I mean, it was probably about 7% black older people in there, but it was a good experience.
Brooklyn, I can tell you, there's only like 2 spots in the whole movie that's kind of scary.
Absolutely.
A couple jump scares, but other than that,
a couple of jump scares. Not many jump scares, but there is.
I will say it's kind of horny.
Yes.
I thought it was gonna. Honestly, thought it was gonna be worse because Danny was warning me because I was going with my daughter.
But it's no nudity.
There wasn't nudity. Yeah. So it was like
there's some blood and gore and a lot of
I went with my sons. I didn't feel uncomfortable, but my daughters, I've been like, the scene with
Mary,
licking ice cream, find the button.
I want to try something. But I haven't gone washing. I'm like, I guess he likes
all natural
under the sea.
I would have been like, you go ahead and freshen up.
I know, man. Hey, man.
He
was eager.
I gotta laugh because the blood sometimes shooting out remind me of old kung fu movies.
My man Quentin Tarantino.
Man,
I don't think that shot, that smoke gut was no depth. That wasn't no fatal shot.
That was his jug. Smoke.
Yeah.
When he got bit,
that was a jug.
No. Stack got bit. I'm saying when smoke got shot, that didn't look like a kill shot to me.
I mean,
it was on the side, right? Yeah,
but it could be internal bleeding. It could have bled out. Could have hit. Those rounds bounce around. It could have done some damage inside.
It was a clear shot. You could see both the ends.
The in and out on the side.
I think he just gave up because Stack was gone and his girlfriend was gone.
Yeah. He started having a vision.
Makes sense. But hold on a sec. Who here I'm not gonna call me racist if you want to call me racist, but who here thought that Asian woman was gonna do some kung fu crap? I thought she was like, when she got pissed and her husband was like, I thought she was gonna come out with the stakes like and start stabbing people.
I wanted to kick her butt when she tell them suckers to come in there.
I mean,
Reddit got in her mind.
Yeah.
So much. Her and her husband got in her mind so much. She was worried about her daughter.
She got her daughter. So I was like, man, they're being very like this stereotype country with the Asian people. I was like, ain't no. So I did a deep dive. It's actually a documentary. A lot of Asians settled in that area, and a lot of them. And they had this one lady, she's Asian, and she talks like that. So I'm like, okay, it's crazy. And
makes sense.
Buddy.
I appreciate the one shot when the daughter, they go, he Stack or Smoke goes meets the Asian family,
and follows her,
and you see the separation.
Yeah,
how one side of the street is all nice and everything, all the whites, and then the blacks. And I was like,
when she follows her across the street, right?
Yeah.
And you had to the other story, you had all the white with the blind nice stuff. Yeah. I noticed that too. Shifty says Coogler probably doesn't want to do Blade as he's getting full control to Sinners 25 years. All his ideas can go into that universe 100%. Just gonna read Book's comment. Thank you, Book, for being here again. I appreciate it. Hey guys, I can't go see Sinners, too scary for me. LOL. Laughing my what off. Maybe I'll just buy tickets to support, but can't see it.
I will say this: if y'all, so we're read a comment. If you love Sinners, read this comic called Bitterroot. So good.
I heard about that showed up on my Facebook.
So I met the author of this. He came to our comic book store about a year ago or so. I got it signed and everything.
What is it called? Bitterroot?
Bitterroot. Yeah. It's kind of that concept. They're hunting demons and stuff. And also it's deep south in the around that time period and everything. Is hell, the opening scene, they're killing KKK members in it.
It's kind of cool because the game that Robert was playing and the one that you're playing,
it's all in that same vibe. Yeah,
it's all in that same vibe, right?
Yeah. But definitely check out Bitterroot if you like this movie.
Shift, I think you might want to do that because in 25 years he'll be 63 years old.
Yeah,
so I jump on Blade.
I think
Make bank.
He'd be 65.
I think he did it because it's his own personal project. He wants to own his stuff.
Yeah, he probably passed it on to his family.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like rap artists, right? When they finally catch on with the labels and they started doing their own labels.
Yeah.
Doing their own labels, opening their own companies, and like that, they own their music.
But the rap artists are crazy because Ray Charles been doing that since way back in the 60s. He bought part of his thing. He had to get his own masters. He didn't let nobody do that. So he
what's crazy
since day one.
You know what's crazy? That Ray Charles got to see that and they didn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
No pun intended. Ryan Coogler, Denis Villeneuve, and Christopher Nolan are one of the best movie directors of today.
Yeah.
I cannot disagree with that.
I've been hearing people saying, Oscars maybe, at least a nomination for this movie for at least the soundtrack alone.
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely gonna get nominated. If it don't, this is some prime racism bull.
Yeah. Well, I saw people talk about how the headlines are kind of like being twisted for this movie. How we talk about the box office and everything. Even like what's the actor Ben Stiller came out. They're saying
I saw that.
So there was another movie that came out pre-COVID and made the same amount of money. And it was written in a different light, more positive light, saying, "Oh, it grossed this amount of money." But the way their Variety is doing this article is like, "Well, it only made 61 million. Will it be able to make its profit back?" But it's like that's the same. And Ben Stiller came out and was like, "In what world is a independent movie, original movie, making $61 million opening weekend in 3 days a bad thing?"
Wow. Okay.
Gotcha. It was Variety.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Yeah.
And Variety tried to call it back by doing a good article, and everybody's like, "Don't walk it back now."
Too late.
Yeah, a bunch of actors got on Twitter and were like blasting Variety, like that's a good number. So,
Yep. Basel says Tyler Perry is the only one that does movies quicker than this.
But the quality is way down here. Medea is not on the same level as
They're one note.
It's a black woman who got hurt by her husband. Now she meets a new black man, and now
So I have an honest question. Like saying that whole thing about black families and broken homes and all that. Do you agree that they should start making more positive movies?
They have.
Like what?
Daddy's Girls, a bunch of Soul Food was a good one.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you watch, I'm gonna tell you the most positive is The Forge.
The Forge.
The Forge was great.
Cool.
So they're out there. I mean, it's just
you gotta look for them.
Yeah,
right.
But see, that's my point. They don't talk. You don't hear about it.
Yeah,
because you don't hear about anything positive. Everybody's just on the.
Thank you. Continue saying what you're saying.
Well, drama and that hardship, people, it sells better. Everybody likes to see a rag to riches story or overcoming something story. That's what people want. Mm-hmm. If the storyline is just good all the way through, no one really people who are like really really struggling, they have nothing to hope for.
Yeah.
I see both sides of it. I mean, like I said, everybody wants rainbows and butterflies, but the reality is that's not the world we live in.
The funny thing is they've been trying to diss like Will Smith, and Will Smith was the one that's actually been making like family like feel good films. He did the one with his son.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness, based on a true story.
That was great.
Great,
but
man.
That goes back to what Gaspar said. He was single dad struggling, so it wasn't immediately the mom, dad, and 2 kids black family that
But
that
was he did that with Serena Williams movie.
About
King Arthur.
King Arthur, yeah.
No,
so
King
he
Richard.
did that one and that
King
one.
Richard,
King
Richard.
What I guess I'm saying, you see it in like these are positive male role models, I guess, in a sense.
Yes, I'm just like saying, like there's like you said, Fletch, and DJ. It's the negative gets so much more attention that it's insane. It's the same thing goes for the news, right?
I wouldn't really call it negative. It's reality sometimes. Reality is reality,
But there's I'm going to bring this close to home for a certain person. Police officers, right? How many times per day do police officers do positive things? I can tell you it's probably a lot more than the negative things. And what do we see mostly? All the negative.
That's shock value.
I know, but it's just it's getting to a point where, for myself personally, I'm like, people are tired of that.
Somebody's gonna call me an Uncle Tom on this. I don't really care, but this is what I'm about to tell you is 1,000% true. I live in a southern town. DJ knows where I live in Sumter, and I guarantee you, if I go to a restaurant in uniform, if 10 people say thank you for your service, they all are white. I've never had a black person tell me that I can remember.
Wow. Yeah.
And I had a conversation with my boss. He's like, why can't we get African American good applicants, Danny? I said, because they don't like us. And I'm not saying that is unjustified, because
the history in the country.
There are some cops out there that make it rough, but for the most part, blacks don't trust the police.
Yeah. That's not only blacks. I can tell you that. Me growing up where I grew up, I didn't trust them either.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it is,
Dang. Cascar's like, that's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. No, man. Like when I saw there was an El Salvadorian couple, an old couple that lived in my building, and the daughter came running home because her boyfriend was drunk and beating her.
I was gonna say the same thing, Brooklyn. That's one of my
and we called the cops, right? Because they were trying to break down the door to the apartment. So my father, my brother-in-law, and a neighbor of ours, Tom, may rest in peace, confronted the 2 drunk people. The cops stayed at the corner watching the fight. And they didn't even come down, even after like my dad almost got stabbed, and everything. Like I came out with the rifle, and like they turned me around right away because I was about to shoot somebody. But
I can tell you why, guys, because just like in every culture, every profession, there's somebody that's scared. Just because you got that gun and badge on, if your heart pumping Kool-Aid, it's still gonna pump Kool-Aid.
Right.
And I can tell you, that when people ask me, why how you be a black man be a cop? I said, look, the only way I get a chance of fixing it is I'm inside the actual organization.
And that's what we need more of.
Inside out.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing if I'm not in there. But if I'm in there, I can at least try and influence my particular environment, my particular department.
Yeah.
So that's why I do it.
Well, Danny, I'm not even in the States, and thank you for your service, man.
Thank you.
Basel says black positive movies are less publicized.
And the black community are, we know them, you know.
Yeah. Brooke says, but I would say it's expected of police officer to do their jobs and be good. True. Just like should a parent be praised for being,
and that's why
good,
the bad ones get highlighted more because
definitely they should do it, but that's just like in some. How many families have you heard where the mother knows that the father or the stepfather or the boyfriend is messing with their daughters, but they act like it don't happen?
Yeah,
I'm not saying no. I'm sorry, Buzz. I'm not saying it's a monologue. Obviously, all black people aren't the same, but I'm saying that's reality for some black people and people in general. You know, everybody's life isn't all perfect. Some people have these struggles. So when you can relate to someone on that stream with your same struggles, that would make sense. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not all. It's not all.
Yeah.
I don't think all blacks.
Because I don't speak for every black person. I speak for myself. You know,
right?
But
no,
from my experiences, you know, what I've seen through my life, same as Danny from his experience, from your, all y'all different experience. You know, I don't like to lump a group of people as a stereotype, even though stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. But
right, man, we used to always make fun of the stereotypes growing up, man. So
back we can make fun of those, so be nice to each other, not get all butthurt about it.
Yeah.
But
I actually speak for all Latinos who like frijoles negros. I just
want to say. There you go.
Oh my god, that's fun, man. That's fun. Last thing we wanted to talk about was like Danny said earlier, that Thunderbolts are getting very good reviews from the special screenings for fans and the critics.
Yeah.
Before we get that, I want to make a comment.
Go ahead, Danny.
I sit down and watch the first episode of Devil May Cry, and then 8 episodes later, I was done.
You like it?
That show is
fire.
Yeah, it is good.
It's fire.
Yeah. Oh, look what I got, DJ.
Oh, nice.
From Sakamoto days.
Yeah.
I didn't have any Devil May Cry. I was looking for that, and I saw this one. And I was like, "Are you gonna get the young one or the old version?"
Dante ain't no joke, buddy.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see his
Yeah.
Good show.
Great series.
And the soundtrack is so good. If you,
it is.
If you grew up around that late 90s, early 2000s rock, then you're gonna love it.
I was sitting there one day, I'm like,
when the intro came in, I was like, what?
I said, Dante look white, but he got some soul in him, buddy.
Oh yeah.
All right. Awesome. It's an awesome story. I'm not gonna, if anybody hasn't seen it.
Have you watched everything?
I watched everything.
I
binged the last 3 episodes. Yeah. I was watching it, and my wife was actually sitting down. Like she doesn't like all that demon stuff and everything, but she was actually like, I watched it in the morning while I'm having my coffee and breakfast. Yeah. And she was sitting down next to me, and she was like
peeking over.
And she was like,
that daggone rabbit boy, he was cold.
Dude, that's one of the best villains. That's one of the best villains I've seen in a long time.
That backstory, how they did it.
No words. That whole episode was amazing. That is artwork, and they changed the whole art. Yeah, I thought that was amazing. You tell the 2 parallel stories and everything.
How the girl and him are actually connected.
Yeah, connected. Yeah.
It was really good.
So good.
Yeah.
That blew my mind when I saw
that. Spoiler. Oops. 2 seconds ago, I'm not gonna spoil it. Double diarrhea.
I don't like how the girl did him at the end, though. But
yeah.
She's trying to make amends, but then that one,
because he has feelings for her. He's all goo goo gaga, and he just didn't see it coming.
But what's the deal with that? Is that president? Is he a demon?
I don't know.
I kept thinking he was, but I don't know.
No, I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. Yeah,
something is up. I agree with you. Something is up.
There's more to him, but
he don't fly straight. That's all I'm saying. Basil says, "Don't worry, DJ. I got you. As a black man, I'm just tired to hear the stereotype being super publicized and making people think it applies to more black families than the opposite. 100%. 100%.
I know more black families that are full, mom, dad than I do, single parents or whatever,
No, and I I know a lot of Haitian friends. I know people at work that they're Haitian too, and they come from mom and dad. They go to church. They're really religious, everything. So
Yeah, I'm with DJ. I know a lot of couples, but I've seen a serious uptick in the last 5 to 10 years with less trust with law enforcement.
Yeah.
If you're under 30, you don't trust the police if you're black. What I've seen.
And do you think that's because of reality that's going on the streets, Danny, or is it because of what's portrayed more in music and in the movies and stuff?
I think the media.
The media? That's a very good point.
When one thing happens in California, it affects the whole country, and they think that because one officer, one white officer, went out here and did this to black people, whatever, and all of them are like that, and they think the black officers are Uncle Toms and stuff, and that ain't the case.
Yeah, I think that plays a factor into that. I also, because I believe, you look at 20 years ago, even when I was growing up, we weren't as connected in this world as we are now. Where and news travels like this so now, fast. Where you're not because back in the day you were more regional. You knew it in your region. Now you're global. You can find out a story in Japan happened, in 10 minutes.
There's a saying: a lie get halfway across the world before the truth has a chance to put the pants on.
Yeah, but also, I just want to push back a little bit. Also, I think now the bad cops are being exposed more because we have cell phones and more like that. So I think it's
you can't get away with stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I think and that gets highlighted more, magnified now than it would 20 years ago.
Thank God that stuff didn't exist. Can you imagine half videos and stuff that I did in college and freaking going to all these parties? Oh my God.
You heard it here first, folks.
I don't want those receipts out there. No, but that's the beauty of the time where I grew up, right? We were free from you were at a concert, you were watching the concert. Yeah. You were at any type of show, a comedy show, anything. You were watching, you were engaged. Nowadays, you go, everybody's taping.
Well,
the phones are out all the time. It's like, my God. You wonder what the cancer's up.
I went on Easter. Saturday. I went for a bike ride near a park where I'm at, so I'm gonna ride my bike. It was nice out here. Instead of people being outside, enjoying, they're all on their phones and this and that. I'm like, enjoy the outside. I didn't even take my phone with me. I left my phone in the house. I rode my bike up to the park, rode around, and came back.
You know how everybody should do that. Try to do a weekend without your phone. Leave it on in case someone calls you, but not on you yourself, on your person.
I've been at night now when I go to bed. I put my phone on the dresser across the room, and I spend 30 minutes to 40 minutes reading before I go to bed now. I don't even turn the TV on. I read before I go to bed now.
I'm gonna tell you when you try. We did this for about a month at my job. You got lunch. Everybody could put their phone on the table.
Yes.
And if you answer it,
you're paying.
You look at it, you got to pay for everybody.
You got to pay for everybody.
Unless it's your spouse or the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, buddy.
Anik says, "Is Kathleen Kennedy leaving this year? Honestly, I don't care anymore.
Maybe
until I see her walking out with her bags.
I don't care."
And a little box.
Pretty reliable source. I think I sent y'all the link. That guy, he's pretty.
Yes, she's supposed to be leaving in August. The stuff I've read.
But last year we heard it was like, oh, she's leaving this year. For that, she's leaving this year. So until I see her walking out with her little box, or she holds her own press conference saying that she is leaving herself, I'm not going to believe it.
Fast that he says Devil May Cry Season 2 is already done. It might come out at the end of the year, beginning next year. I'm ready.
Let's go, baby.
To have Ebony and Ivory.
I've been playing. I started playing the games over again.
I found out that was a game after the fact.
You didn't know that?
Oh, you didn't know?
What?
No.
So I only played 1, 2, and 3. I never played after.
Is this Sony exclusive or is it also on Xbox?
No, back in the day, it's Capcom.
I don't think I got it.
So that's why you saw they made a lot of reference, like the Ryu reference in it when he hits the guy in the team, he goes, "Ayu kick." And perfect.
I just thought it was like, you know, I just look at it like, oh, okay.
Well, that part
makes sense.
Episode 1, when he at the end of the episode he's playing a dance game as a character. That's from the game. Yeah,
but that was like a big thing during the time of the 90s.
So,
and
Hey, I got to bounce, y'all.
Yeah,
you got to bounce.
All right, man.
Yep.
Later, man.
All right, Danny. Take care, man. Enjoy your rest of vacation.
Have a good
Take care, buddy.
Later.
All love to the family, man. Yeah, so I really don't care about Kennedy leaving or not. Brooklyn says, I think social media plays a big part. Everything is seen on Instagram, and the climate of our country change how people see the police. Yeah, 100%.
It's a double-edged sword. It's a good thing because it exposes it, but it's also a bad thing because it overexposes sometimes. So it's I always say so the internet was a blessing and a curse to our society.
Yeah.
And here we go, Shifty with his Taika Waititi's news. Star Wars movies is being written by the writer of Poor Things, which is fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna say something here that I never thought I was gonna ever say.
You agree with Shifty?
I don't care. I'm not excited for Star Wars stuff, dude. Like everything that I'm not. I'm not done. Obviously, Mando and Grogu movie, I will go and see it.
Yeah.
But I have no excitement for it. Like nothing that came out on Star Wars Celebration at all. I'm lit a fire under my butt to go, ooh, I'm excited for this. You know, what got a little reaction out of me, believe it or not, pathetic enough, was the Fortnite Star Wars that's coming out. That's the only thing that I'm like, God. Darth Jar Jar, that looks pretty cool. That's a cool skin. Maybe I'll go back to Fortnite. You know, that's the only thing that got a reaction out of me.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, because I feel like because I don't know if it's because I'm in the YouTube now, but my shift from like these comic book movies and stuff is kind of like I'm not excited no more. Anime is my thing right now. I'm big on anime.
I'm getting more inside.
I've been reading anime. I'm reading mangas and everything. That's my jam right now.
Yeah.
So.
I started rewatching Ranma and a Half, the OG.
Yeah.
And I started rewatching Robotech.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Robotech's.
Because Robotech was one of my favorites.
Where'd you find that? What channel was that? What's that streaming on?
Actually, I don't know if you guys have Tubi down there. You have Tubi?
Yeah, we got Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
And Ranma and a Half is on Tubi, but it's dubbed. It's not dubbed. Sorry, it's in Japanese with subtitles.
That's fine. You got Robotech.
Dubs over subs.
Yeah, Robotech. I've had it for a while. For a while. Yeah.
Under the sea. What do y'all like for subs or dub?
No, it's gotta be what do you call subs, man? Because dubs, you can't trust them. I don't know.
Some subs are better than some dubs are better than subs.
Let me tell you, my favorite anime,
it depends on what I'm doing.
Right. My favorite anime is Venus Wars.
Venus Wars was cool.
Yeah.
And
the comic book was amazing.
I never read it.
And I remember I used to have
remind me of that, dude.
On tape
I'll be downloading
long time ago and had the original English dub. Somebody redid the English dub and it is so terrible. I was sitting there like, oh no, y'all. I couldn't even finish watching the movie. I was like, no, this is not.
I think older dubs you can trust. Newer dubs you can't.
No, older dubs don't worry. No, older dubs don't. No, newer are better. That's because Soul 11 dub is actually better than.
I don't watch it in dubs. I watch it only in sub. That's for sure. Because at least, all I can say is like in Spanish, because we have the different Spanish, because there's Spanish from Spain and there's a Spanish they call Latin, which is Latin America, and Latin American ones are GOAT, but only the older ones. The newer ones, nobody checks out the newer ones because they're like half of the stuff they're not even translating. And some of our friends speak Japanese, and they speak Japanese only because of anime.
Yeah.
So
or Duolingo.
Crazy.
Basel says, now you have more stories because we have access to more videos. Ronnie King videos was the first time and it was seen, and the dude had a huge camera. Yeah. It was the VHS camera.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bigums.
Yeah, not only that, man. It all goes about media. What Danny said about media is absolutely right. Because look what media got involved with the O.J. Simpson trial, right?
Mm-hmm.
And besides the cops messing up all the crime scenes with their evidence taking and everything like that, that's one big no. But
so that changed how they handle evidence. That whole thing,
100%. Yeah, but not only that, like the talking about the media, right? And because of Rodney King that happened a few years prior, it completely got switched from a murder case to a racism situation, which was in the favor because it was running off the whole Rodney King situation, right? So, he was guilty, but because because of the cops messing up the thing, and
you
the
think
law,
OJ was guilty? No way,
dude, man. I remember being in college, and
OJ
they read that innocent plea. The place erupted in cheers, and I stood there, and I'm like, and I remember because the camera went to Nicole's family, right, and I was like, I was completely like, wow, I was amazed by what happened, like the whole thing, because I was watching it because it was part of one of my humanity courses as well. We were watching it, but when it got read, I remember I was like, it was around noonish on our time, and I was like, wow. And the camera goes there. I'm like, their daughter got killed, right? And it's him, but the law.
The law was,
we don't. I mean, come on, everybody knows that was the kind of like the divide on it, because everybody in my neighborhood cheered. Everybody in my neighborhood cheered. We all cheered. My whole family cheered.
Yeah.
And if the glove don't fit, you must have
quit. Must have quit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that's what I'm saying.
That lawyer. Did you guys watch the documentary on Netflix?
Yeah,
that lawyer that told him to try on the glove. Oh my god.
You know the worst part of that whole trial was not him getting off, not the death of it, was the fact that's how we got the Kardashians.
Yes.
That's the worst thing that came out of that trial. We got the Kardashians.
Oh my god. Brooks says social media has pros and cons. Like everything's in a balance, right? It's a balance. Too much of anything.
How you use it, yeah.
Because it's not all, but most people need validation and need to feel that from strangers. That's a big con from social media. It taps into the insecurities and it feeds off the insecurities as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the issue that we're having today with the newer generation, the attention span, because they're so used to getting everything in a minute.
And that's how they get their validation off online.
You tell kids today to watch a movie, they can't sit still and watch a movie.
Well, my son is 6. It's hard to get him to sit through a whole movie. But at 6, I was watching all kind of movies when I was that age.
Listen, I went to Walmart the other day, actually yesterday, and picking up a new mini fridge for my job.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw 2 mothers with their kids on the cart with the phone with cartoons.
But they can't be around the store.
It's like, I'm like,
they're pacifiers.
What are you doing? You're already feeding that machine. It creates a dependence that it's like crack. I had to fire employees, grown ass young adults, because they can't be off their phone.
It's an addiction.
It's insane. I'm like, hello, you're doing life safety things, man. You cannot be distracted with your phones, especially when you're not. But
we're all guilty of it, because if you lose your phone for a day, you're like, you feel like you're missing something.
Dude, last week when I was on vacation, I had silence on my notifications.
Well, that's different. You did it yourself. I think like if you lose your phone,
it was great. Yeah, I was not on my phone a lot. And when I was playing an old game that I just downloaded again, Soda Crush.
I'm laughing at Brooklyn.
It's
You're right,
This
Brooklyn.
episode of The Hangout brought to you by Soda Crust. And get off my lawn, kids.
Okay, let's get to the channel.
I gotta get going. So I gotta go to the airport.
Right, we're gonna wrap it up. Shifty, the problem is not gonna be the writers. It's gonna be Taika Waititi. You'll have a dumb Wookiee screaming like love and blood.
Oh my gosh!
You never seen Waititi movie outside Thor Boss. He's okay. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
He likes making fun and stuff. They're not like that. Basel says, I have seen parts of one that I couldn't stomach too. Man, it's all a test. Solo Leveling season 2 was fire. I did not see that.
I'm mad at
so was season 1.
They're talking about waiting for 3 years though for the next season. I'm like,
Yeah, there is a delay. That's bad.
Yeah.
Shifty says, was OJ guilty or was he covering for his son?
I've heard that theory. I've heard that theory. I've heard that theory.
Yeah.
But his son was young.
That's
though.
interesting.
But his son was real young then. I think.
Was it like 18?
Very strong.
No, his son was young, like 6 or 7. He was, his kids were young.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
There you go, Basil, my guy.
Yeah,
Basil knows what's up.
Yeah. Well, whoever knows, the Lord has judged them.
There you go.
At those gates, He gave us mothers. He gave us mothers some slack. The new COVID kids are crazy. Well, they're not. They're not, man. They're no COVID kids, man. I don't know, man. Yeah. He's as old. He has old kids and young kids.
Oh yeah, okay.
And saying that, what a great episode, man! It went by flying.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, good reviews. Hearing positive things. They're saying this is up there between phase 2, phase 3 style type of hype. Not like Endgame level, but they're saying connectivity to what's coming,
and that's what we want.
It's a plus.
That's what we want. We want these. If you're building a world, make them connect. You know, that's all we're asking for.
So I just took a couple of things that I read. Well written, darkest Marvel movie yet. Florence Pugh is great with the chemistry with the Red Guardian, the whole thing, and that Sebastian Stan steals scenes when he's in them. Like I said, phase 3 level type movie.
Okay.
That must connect big.
Good.
So good. Cross your fingers. It's about 2 weeks away, I think.
Middle of May.
May 2nd.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
A week away.
That's like a week and a half.
Not this weekend. Next weekend. Right.
Wow, that is great.
That's faster than I thought. I thought we had more time. Yeah.
So Shifty says huge, so large, very big, ginormous. Oh,
stay away from the exclusive. There's an exclusive clip out. Stay away from it.
I don't watch trailers or clips after the first two. I'm done.
I saw it come on. I was like, no, I'm out.
Cool. So saying that, guys, DJ, take us out.
Find me my channel, Token Black Guy. Find me here on Wednesday nights and on Robert Storm's channel at Storm Live.
Maze is not lurking.
I would be posting stuff this week. Check out my reaction to the new Bad Lions trailer. That'll be up in the morning. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, we got the Wednesday trailer today, I believe. I didn't see it yet.
Yeah. I saw that one. So
let's.
Yeah, check out my channel, Indignant Birth. Also on mine, I'm trying to put more content, but who knows when I get the chance to. And check out everybody's links. It's in the chat for their YouTubes and their X, so you can follow everyone there.
Sir. Yep. Fletch is like the
our
mod on crack.
He's like our social media department.
Meter.
G major
without the gaming chair.
You can find you'll find me here, Major What Up, here on the Hangout, and you can find your Major What Up though. I do have my quick out of theater review of Sinners, so that's up. I do have my DJ channel, G.Major. You can find me there, and just to show
you got it. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
There it is.
My new vinyl album. It's called The Joint.
Nice, dude.
And I set the release date for this Sunday. It's on my sister's birthday.
That is awesome.
Awesome, man.
One of the songs on here is called Birthday in Heaven, which I get a kid for her.
Oh, dude, that is so cool.
Congratulations, brother.
I will have the link up soon so everybody can go to the website and get it.
Definitely.
Nice.
That is
cool.
awesome, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
it sounds good. Sounds like the old school record.
What?
Sounds good.
Well, I hope you're not putting out crap, man. It sounds good. No, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, amazing. I was worried how it was going to sound because you got to adjust the level because the vinyl is different than digital.
Yeah.
So,
will it be released in digital also, or?
What it is the majority of the songs are already released digitally already.
Okay.
These are songs that
I
put out myself.
Nick's gonna be picking it up. That's awesome, man.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Awesome.
Gasco wants you to know if it's available on 8-track and Betamax though.
Yeah, man.
Don't let me put it on cassette; it'd be all over there.
My 75 Chevy, you know.
There you go. Gotta use the pencil to, it's like.
Sorry, did you say is it going to be an Apple Music as well?
Yeah, it's all the songs except 2 songs are on Apple and Spotify.
Oh, nice.
Okay. There are 2 songs that are unreleased,
special,
unreleased, and I might put them on my Bandcamp.
Okay.
People can get that on my Bandcamp.
Nice.
My jaw. So when is it going to be available in Canada?
Oh no, it's available. It's going to be the website. Just like right now how it works out. It's usually back in the day, and still this day, DJs have to buy records in a bundle. Like they had to pay like 100 and 1,000. This is on demand from the UK. So I got a site on their page, on their site. You go there, you order it there, and they send it to you.
That is
there
awesome.
You go. There you go.
My daughter has a vinyl player, and she buys vinyls. So I might actually buy the vinyl.
Cool.
Yeah,
that is awesome, man.
I'll have the link up, and everybody can see it. So
that is awesome, man. Great show, guys. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Anik, Shifty, man, we had a lot of people, and man, we had like 16 to 17 people in here watching, man. Over on Rumble as well, so which is awesome. I was streaming today live on Rumble. I remember to do it. Fletch, thank you for your work as well. Brooke was in the house, Basel, just to name a few. Fast Eddie, Anik. We had Maria, Jelly Z. We had Danny, of course. We had Mr. Grant Greg Fatal J, who is live right now doing his show, Fatal Live. So go check him out if he's still rack-lacking. He usually does. He goes for a good couple of hours. And saying that, guys, I appreciate everybody here on the panel, everybody in the chat, everybody on Rumble. And yet again, we have stuck another landing. And saying that, adios, muchachos, and hasta la próxima. Hey, Sin.